Hello, welcome back to the BTG channel. Today, we're diving deep into all the excitement, drama, and emotional storms coming up in the latest episode of Beyond the Gates, airing Monday, November 17th. Bill and Jacob, a brewing storm. The relationship between Bill and Jacob takes center stage this Monday, unfolding against the lingering tension of their recent double date with Hayley and Naomi. In the aftermath, a private conversation between Bill and Jacob turns sharply serious. Bill, never one to mince words, delivers a stern warning to his son-in-law, one that echoes with both parental protectiveness and simmering suspicion towards Jacob's actions. It's not just about Hayley's birth control prescription coming to light. It's about trust, boundaries, and the subtle cracks appearing in Jacob's marriage with Naomi. Behind this terse interaction is a web of unsaid grievances. Bill is fiercely loyal to his family, and viewers sense his patience wearing thin. Jacob, caught between conflicting loyalties, is facing pressure from all sides. The episode teases that Bill's warning may carry consequences beyond a few harsh words. Are we looking at the beginning of a family rift or the exposure of deeper secrets? The tension is palpable, foreshadowing that any misstep could set off a chain reaction neither man can control. Dani and Andre, love grows stronger. Switching gears to romance, Dani and Andre's storyline offers a refreshing counterbalance to the episode's heavier scenes. Recently married, the couple is settling into their honeymoon phase, not at a glamorous photo shoot, but in the intimate coziness of Los Angeles. Their love story isn't all about champagne toasts and honeymoon getaways. Instead, it's about making courageous choices for their future. This week, Dani and Andre decide to make a major joint investment, a bold financial move meant to symbolize their commitment. Unlike traditional honeymoon splurges, this investment is more than just a monetary matter. It's a step that requires trust, communication, and a willingness to share dreams. While the details of this investment remain under wraps, viewers can expect it to test and strengthen the couple's bond, paving the way for future storylines about ambition, risk, and partnership. Kat's emotional crossroads. Elsewhere, Kat finds herself grappling with emotional chaos at the DMV, and it's only getting more complicated. Her struggle with accepting Eva's situation that's been brewing for weeks is affecting nearly every relationship in her life. Pressure mounts from her father, her boyfriend, and even her brother Martin, but Kat stands firm in her refusal to forgive or forget. The episode spotlights the consequences of this stubbornness: missed connections, deepening resentment, and a growing sense of isolation. Desperate for guidance, Kat turns to an unlikely confidant on Monday. The episode teases that this person, who might be the last one viewers would expect, could hold the key to Kat's next move. Will this conversation validate Kat's perspective, giving her a sense of vindication? Or will it force her to confront uncomfortable truths and reconsider her hardline stance? The answer could determine the course of Kat's relationships going forward, and viewers will be glued to see which way she turns. WinterFest chaos. Leslie's return. No episode of Beyond the Gates would be complete without a dose of pure drama. And this week, Leslie's arrival at WinterFest doesn't disappoint. Known for her ability to stir up trouble wherever she goes, Leslie's presence immediately unearths buried emotions and reignites old rivalries. Friends who once thought they'd moved on from the past find themselves sucked back into the whirlwind that is Leslie. Behind the scenes, Anita and Nicole have begrudgingly decided to include Leslie in the official WinterFest plans, hoping to keep her unpredictable energy somewhat contained. But fans know that Leslie can't be controlled for long. Her knack for cutting through pleasantries and zeroing in on everyone's weak spots makes her an agent of chaos, and she seems intent on turning WinterFest into the stage for her next big power play. What's especially compelling is that this time, Leslie may have her sights set on more than stirring up rivalries. Rumors are swirling that she's got a hidden agenda that could involve manipulating alliances, unearthing secrets, or engineering scandals to elevate her own standing. The friends who thought they could keep her at bay are in for a rude awakening. This isn't just typical infighting. WinterFest could become ground zero for the biggest fallout of the season. Analysis and what's next. Monday's episode of Beyond the Gates sets the stage for seismic shifts across every key storyline. The Bill-Jacob dynamic hints at a much bigger family crisis looming on the horizon. Dani and Andre's investment represents hope and possibility, but it's also a test of their ability to navigate real-world challenges together. Meanwhile, Kat's crossroads underscore how stubborn pride and unresolved pain can isolate even the most well-intentioned individuals. Leslie's chaotic return during WinterFest not only provides immediate fireworks but also promises to unleash longer-term consequences for everyone involved. Her ability to manufacture drama may finally push old wounds to the surfacing, perhaps force the group to confront what's been festering underneath their polite smiles. Ready for Monday? Whether you're rooting for romance, bracing for heartbreak, or just here for the drama, this upcoming episode of Beyond the Gates packs the kind of twists and emotional highs that will have everyone talking. Make sure to tune in, and don't forget to check back here for all the latest breakdowns, spoilers, and behind-the-scenes insights. That's it for today's BTG channel deep dive. Thanks for joining, and stay tuned for more in-depth soap drama coverage. Part 2, Hayley's web of lies tightens and Leslie pulls off an unexpected victory. Friday, November 14, 2025. Secrets slip, nerves fray, and alliances shift across Beyond the Gates. Tonight's episode of Beyond the Gates delivered a steady escalation of tension, beginning with a seemingly pleasant dinner and spiraling into a night of exposed secrets, shaken loyalties, and one woman's brazen triumph. Naomi uncovers something she was certainly never meant to see. Laura's past trauma resurfaces, and Joey learns far too late that words flung in anger can echo longer than expected. A dinner that turns into a minefield. What begins as a celebratory evening at the country club quickly curdles into chaos. Bill, eager to showcase his refined hospitality, invites Naomi and Jacob to join him and Hayley for dinner. The setting is idyllic: string lights, polished silverware, and a string quartet murmuring in the background, but the atmosphere collapses the moment Bill's daughter casually mentions Dani and Andre's honeymoon plans. The conversation snowballs into a chain reaction of discomfort. Derek and Ashley's chaotic breakup gets dragged into the open, Jacob is forced to defend his brother's latest scandal, and Hayley is cornered with questions about her attempts to conceive. The pressure on her is so intense that even Bill's unfailing charm can't disguise the growing tension at the table. Hayley keeps smiling her perfectly composed mask, but Naomi notices the tremor in her voice and the way her fork pauses in midair. Something isn't right, and Naomi's instincts start humming. The text message that changes everything. The evening takes a sharp turn when Hayley invites Naomi to scroll through photos of her newly renovated holiday villa in St. Bart's. Sweeping ocean views, white sand patios, and designer furniture populate the gallery until a notification pops up. A message from the pharmacy. A reminder that Hayley's birth control prescription is ready. For a moment, Naomi freezes. Hayley has spent weeks claiming she and Bill are trying to conceive. She has volunteered intimate details, explained her fertility schedule, and even suffered public sympathy after her alleged miscarriage. So why is she on birth control? Naomi doesn't say a word, but her eyes meet Hayley's, and the truth passes between them like a spark hitting dry tinder. Realizing her secret lies exposed, Hayley launches into a desperate improvisation, lamenting loudly enough for the entire table that her doctor is forcing her to take pills temporarily to rebalance her hormones after the trauma of the miscarriage. Bill, ever the doting husband, consoles her, but Naomi sees the calculation in Hayley's expression. This is no emotional confession. It's a last-second detour to cover a lie with an even bigger lie. And the question becomes, how much longer can Hayley maintain this fictional pregnancy saga without everything collapsing? Leslie barges in and somehow wins. Meanwhile, at the Dupree mansion, Leslie makes one of her signature unannounced entrance, marching straight into the foyer under the guise of volunteering for WinterFest. The problem? Anita is already meeting with Laura, the very woman Leslie has tried several times, and with alarming creativity, to murder. Her arrival sends a shockwave through the room. Laura's hands tremble, Anita stiffens, and the staff exchange frantic glances. Leslie, however, breezes past the tension, as if strolling into the home of her almost victim is perfectly natural. Anita tries to shut her down gracefully, explaining that WinterFest has all the volunteers it needs, subtly redirecting Leslie toward making a monetary contribution instead. Leslie accepts the suggestion with suspicious ease, but her parting glance toward Laura is sharp enough to slice glass, leaving Laura visibly shaken once Leslie leaves. Power plays and political promises. But Leslie's day is far from over. Outside the mansion, she crosses paths with Isaiah and Jacob, who are locked in a quiet debate about Jacob's next campaign strategy. Seizing the moment, Leslie boldly offers to finance Jacob's upcoming political run. Her tone is silky, but the offer is loaded. Leslie funding anything is never a benevolent act. It's leverage, pure and simple. Jacob is caught off guard, Isaiah is openly suspicious, and Leslie walks away with the upper hand, having strategically placed herself in the middle of yet another storyline. Anita's fears and Nicole's surprising influence. Back inside, Anita spirals. Leslie's presence threatens to derail WinterFest, an event she has poured heart and energy into rebuilding after last year's chaos. She vents her frustration to Nicole, who unusually calm and collected, suggests that maybe their best move is to keep Leslie involved. Containment through inclusion. It's counterintuitive, but Nicole makes a compelling point. Leslie is unpredictable when excluded, but oddly cooperative when given a role that makes her feel important. After a long, soul-searching discussion, Anita reluctantly agrees. She places a call to Leslie, granting her a position on the WinterFest committee. Leslie's triumphant "I knew you'd come around" is almost theatrical. Against all odds, and to nearly everyone's horror, Leslie wins. Tonight's episode expertly blended suspense, dark comedy, and character-driven drama. Hayley's lies are spiraling into a precarious maze. Naomi may be the first person brave enough to challenge her, and Leslie continues her march toward controlled chaos with a smile that suggests she already knows the ending of everyone else's story. If this is only the setup, the fallout is going to be explosive.